Hello, everybody. As you probably know, it's the TheRedMageKro, and welcome back to Doom Eternal. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is Future Crow doing a post commentary because I got a little excited when doing this portion of the recording, and you probably know why. Um, because the Marauder is a character in this game that, as I'm going to do this, just to make my life a little bit easier on the ears, the Marauder in this game is something that a lot of players don't technically like. And the reason for that being is that, he kind of throws off the game plan a little bit in the sense. He's this guy who is just as equally as bad arse as, you, the Doomslayer. And he makes your life a living absolute heck. As you can see, he's moving to and from, he's very fast. If you shoot his shield, then typically he summons a dog. And, that's kind of like a punishment system that they put in for you wasting your bullets and whatnot. And so, being, new to, the Doom franchise, and, not exactly being, like, an avid, shooting game type style, like, this type of gaming style. I've never really, I don't think I've ever played a game like Doom Eternal. As far as I'm aware. I might have, but I can't recall off the top of my head right now. I've played so many video games. Typically, shooters were, one of the things that, I was thrown against. Or, not thrown against, but thrown away from. Just typically from my childhood. So, I don't necessarily play a lot of shooting games in general. The occasional Overwatch, Paladins, those games typically, you're fighting against, other people and whatnot. I play a little bit of, Titanfall. You're against AI until you go online, and even then, I've never fully played, Titanfall, is the thing I'm also going with here. When it comes down to, these types of games, I typically don't finish them. Not because, I don't necessarily have fun. In fact, Titanfall's first level was the absolute fun that I've ever had. It's just that I have more fun with other, gaming genres, and I typically forget about other games. Being a grown-up kind of stinks in that regard. But, if anything, this level right here was actually really cool and very eye-opening to me. Because, one, it made me fight the Marauder. I'm gonna tell you right now, that was the first time. There are 2 times you fight the Marauder in this level. And, me being excited doesn't necessarily help commentary. Because I'm playing on normal mode, and as you just saw, the Marauder took 2 lives on me. And that's because, I also feel that what the game tells you about him versus, what, is actually going on with the Marauder is kind of different. After this, I didn't want to be caught off by the Marauder again. So I did a little bit of research instead of, actually, going gung-ho about it. And it turns out that there are actually a lot more openings that the Marauder has that the game doesn't necessarily tell you. And what the game tells you is kind of contrary to belief. Whenever you're far away, he'll throw, a, long-range projectile. Not most of the time. Most of the time, you'll actually see if I'm long range, he starts running at me. That's a thing that happens a lot that, I actually did notice after watching that video. He runs at you. But, you know, let's stop talking about the Marauder, because this area right here, oh my lord, this area is freaking crazy. Just for the simple fact that it introduces a new demon who just spawned right at the very top of the screen. And he kind of acts like the summoner from, you know, Doom 2016. If you watched that series on my channel, I had a lot of fun with that series. If anything, probably put like a little card up in the right-hand corner, right here. You know, linking you to a playlist, maybe. We'll see if future Crow here remembers. I get stuck a lot in this area. And I'm trying to figure out why everyone's glowing red, right? Something that I didn't mention. In the past, it was stated that there is a crucible-like item that basically makes all the demons powered up. And so that's why you see me relatively going, you know, around the area looking for some kind of, like, thing. You see me running around trying to find something. But overall, you know, I can't find it. And, you know, these guys are really fast. You can see. They're faster. They hit stronger. There has to be one somewhere here. And the thing about, like, that little crucible item is that enemies tend to respawn. Or at least that's what it felt like in, you know, previous levels, that they respawn. And we just saw the big guy get back up. Or another big guy spawn. So that's only adding to my excitement when I'm trying to figure out, and I finally put 2 and 2 together. This new demon I just seen right here, he is the cause of what's going on. So I start, you know, focusing him down. But by this time, I'm already being overrun by, like, a frick ton of enemies, and they're all, like, really strong. You know, we got Pinkies, Halcodemons, the big guy running at me. These guys are incredibly fast. Basically, you know, there's not a lot I can do, and I get trapped in this little area right here, and that's my unfortunate demise. You know? But what I'm saying is that, like, you know, at that point, like, you know, you're so sure that, like, there's this little device that, you know, powers up the demons. Looks kind of similar if you play this game on and off, like I do. You know, so I don't put 2 and 2 together, like, really fast. I'm not like, oh, what the frick is going on? There's a new demon here. All this redness must be because of him. No, if anything, I think of it more like, hey, this guy, you know, he's new and all, but I gotta find this thing, you know. This guy isn't a threat when actually he is. And, you know, one that also comes down to not playing any of the old Doom games. He's called the Vile Demon, or the Archdemon? The Vile Archdemon? Something along those lines. If anything, I take a look into it a little bit later into the video. But other than that, basically, he came around from what I was able to get from, like, the guy's research on the Marauder. You know, I'm going to be bringing that up. And if anything, maybe I'll also link his video somewhere, because it's actually a really big eye-opener for like, you know, people who hate the Marauder. And he can definitely do a better job at explaining it than me, so I'll probably link that somewhere here. But, besides that point, the Vile Demon was, you know, one of the most notorious demons out of Doom 2. From what I can recall. And, you know, you had to stay out of its sight, and it was really tough and powerful, and you just had to deal with them right away. And that's kind of what happens in this area here. You know, all these demons, like, they're getting summoned, the enemies are becoming more powerful, so at this point I start searching for this Vile Demon. And I'm like, nope, he has to be targeted first, otherwise I can't do anything. You know, like the same little thing that, like, I had to, like, target the little crucible thing. And if you look at, like, a lot of his movesets, some of his movesets are really, you know, Summoner-esque. Like when he throws the fire, when he teleports away, and whatnot. But overall, he's just a big pain in the neck. Woo! He soaks up a lot of damage and whatnot, and he's really cool in that aspect. Like, I don't have a problem with the Vile Demon. I think he's actually really cool and whatnot. So, you know, trying to kill this guy first, though, is definitely a challenge. And even though I kill him, you know, by this time, like, there are way too many enemies for me to relatively, like, go off of in order for me to actually, like, to survive. And that's only if I'm, like, really good at this game, which, let's face it, like, look at what just happened. I'm not good at this game. Like, and one of the other gripes I have is when they freaking, like, when you have your shotgun out, right? You go from rocket launcher to shotgun because you want to get up and close and personal, right? And then you run out of ammo for the shotgun, but then all of a sudden, like, you know, you run out of ammo and it switches you right back to a rocket launcher. You're at low health. You fire it right in the face of your enemy because you're up close and personal with the shotgun, and then you die. You know? That's not a good feeling. But it's a fine one. And, you know, everything's good. So, my game plan, as I get, you know, burnt to a crisp, and that probably has to do with, like, Doom 2, whenever the Vile Demon has you in its sights, then, you know, what ends up happening is that he burns you. That's probably what happened there. Which is cool. I like that they're bringing, like, more stuff from past games. But, like, the thing is that I would never have known that and never have been excited about this guy unless I played any of the other games. As I tried to, like, say, screw this, so many enemies, BFG. Which, arguably, I could have done in the past. I keep forgetting about the BFG. You know, that's my fault. But either way, you know, everything's fine. And, you know, I'm fighting these demons. I will say that that right there was a little bit annoying. I was trying to execute the big guy, but then the shield guy came out of nowhere, threw a shield in front of him, and instead of me executing the guy, I ended up, you know, using my blood punch instead. And blood punch is actually something I forget about a lot, but it's, you know, a really, really good attack in this game. It's forgettable because you don't necessarily want to go and physically attack most of the time these really big demons. Unless they're the Mancubi with the metal stuff, you know, that's one of their weaknesses so that you can kill them easier. That's the only time I ever remember that, like, the blood punch is a thing. But other than that, this entire area kind of changed the way that I kind of look at Doom as well. Because of the Vile Demon, as I'm going to call it. He made this area so much more hectic. And a little bit more fun. But also made me be like, yeah, you know what, screw this guy. I'm saving my freaking BFG ammo for him if I ever find him again. Oh boy. I get a little lost here. You know, it's understandable. We've never seen a big green button behind a statue before. But Gaming Instinct should have been like, hey, that's not supposed to be here. Touch. Hey, don't touch that. You know, that type of jazz, right? Also, I don't know if, like, it's audible yet, but the one thing I did hate about this specific area was the constant screaming in my ear. You guys can probably hear it now. You guys can probably, you know, hear about... I think this is when I start realizing it, around this area. Maybe? I don't know. If anything, it doesn't matter. I've already pointed it out. So you guys don't need to know any more than that. And then they introduced swimming. Which, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of. this in particular, namely because the swimming physics in this game are really, really clunky. Like, when I say clunky, I mean that all the wrong things are done with the swimming in this game. You press spacebar to raise yourself, you freaking, you know, dash and whatnot, but it's more along the lines of the going up, pressing spacebar to swim up. Because it only puts you like, maybe like an inch or so above where you typically are. Probably sure that you're going to see exactly what I mean at some point when I'm swimming. But if anything, I come back up here because I'm looking at a couple of the collectibles and I'm like, do I really want to? If they're easy, sure, why not get them? But honestly, that shake was probably due to the screaming, telling the screaming things to shut up. You see, I see that. That's where I have to go. So I'm like, okay. But what about the other things I've seen? I'm just like, you know what? Screaming, getting too irritated. I'm just gonna leave. That's legitimately what it did. The screaming made me want to leave. And oh boy, it was not pleasant on the ears, and I don't know why they thought that was okay. But yeah, it happened. It's out the way. We're all good. Oh, Pinky here. In which Pinkies are also like one of those really annoying enemies in this game. I would say that the Pinkies are basically like an enemy that I have the least like for in this game. You know, next to the Marauder, but normal demon-wise, Pinkies. I hate Pinkies. Just for the simple fact that, like, no matter how many times you dash, trying to get around them, it's more difficult than anything. I think that's where the remote bombs actually, you know, probably come more in handy because you can explode them behind the Pinkies. Am I gonna do it? No. Why would I? Why would I honestly, you know, remotely try that? It's not happening. Can I do it? Yeah, I definitely can. It's getting a little hot, so I'm also going to turn on the fan. The reason I typically have the fan off is because, ooh, we got more time here. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and watch this, right? We got this big yellow room.
Quickly. There are those.
There's this guy.
Stop this.
Looking around.
I offer you a gift.
Offering us a gift.
Take it.
One thing I did not take note of are the tentacles that are where his feet should be. Actually, never noticed that. There is one thing I noticed about the hooded figure, though, which will come up, but this entire thing is crazy. And that's his bone hands. Seriously, like he's the symbol of death or something. You know, the Grim Reaper. I almost called him the devil the first time around, which I thought was funny. But other than that, a lot of like things just didn't feel right with the video, and I had to redo it. So now I'm a little lost. I'm not gonna lie. I go and I look, and my character is looking directly at that way. So I'm looking that way, and I'm like, wait, that looks the way that and I'm like, no, wait, what the heck? No, this is the way I want to go. Weird. It's honestly weird. So what was this? Oh, this area. This area also was one that got me a little excited, I want to say. Not, you know, because this is where the second Marauder is, but because I'm not the biggest fan of when, like, you know, bosses come back as a normal enemy. It kind of loses the whole boss feel at some point, you know? Like, a boss is supposed to be, like, a very iconic enemy that you fight once, and it's supposed to, like, remain memorable. And then there's this, right? Like, I'm sure that there are other games that talk about it, right? Pause was probably me going to the restroom or something. And whatnot. So, you know, there are probably other games that do it, but they probably do it in a much better setting, honestly. Like, if I were to think of, like, a game genre that could possibly do it, I would say... You know, one game that does it, and it doesn't feel like it's a bad thing. The one game that does, and kind of throws everything out the window, right, is definitely the Darknuts from The Legend of Zelda. They do it in... They put them as a mini-boss. In Wind Waker, they make it a boss in Ocarina of Time, and then they also make it into a boss in Twilight Princess, from all the ones that I can remember. And these enemies are hard, and they're actually a lot of fun. But, like, the thing is that, like, you know, they're not painstakingly difficult. You know, like, yeah, sure, you have to hit them in the back and whatnot, but, like, you got, like, this combat system that allows you to, like, side hop. They do, like, these swings, and then, like, you know, they leave their backs open and whatnot. You know, they give you, like, a time to actually be like, oh, I can attack now. While the Marauders just kind of, like, fast and, like, gives you, like, a very slight opening. There's nothing wrong with, you know, that fact, seeing as how this game is so much more faster paced. But, like, you know, I just want to throw it out that the Darknut is one of those enemies. But a genre that I think that does it every now and again is definitely, probably, not definitely, but probably, RPGs. I played a lot of RPGs in my time, but I can't recall if a single enemy becomes a norm. Maybe Behemoth? But, like, there are boss behemoths, like King Behemoth? I don't know. But, like, you know, in an RPG, you know, you're technically growing over time. Versus, you know, a game like this where you kind of grow in the sense of health, armor, and ammo. But, is that really, like, growth per se? If, like, the bosses can melt you? As you can see, there's a pink room over here. I'm just saying this because I was watching the recording and I mentioned it. That's the last door to the gun that's in the ship that we need to do in order to get whatever that thing is. And I'm actually really hyped about it. But I'm also scared about it because every gun in this game shares an ammo type. Those two guns share an ammo type. Not those two guns, but that and the, you know, assault rifle. Rocket launcher has its own, but then there's the shotgun and the super shotgun and whatnot. And they all share ammo. So it makes me a little on edge on what this new weapon's ammo type going to be, you know? As there's the key, which is really... Oh, there's a boy! Good job. Thank you. He's such a good little crow. I love him. I still don't know what that is, by the way. But other than that, you know, I wouldn't say that more ammo, more health, more armor really dictates you being able to defeat a boss faster. Especially this game, when this game is more about the skill than it is you becoming more stronger. You basically have to learn, hey, this is the way that I can basically beat this demon faster. Hey, this strategy here works. You know, all that different type of jazz, you know? And, you know, like I said, like, right there. See, I'm trying to, like, swim up, but, you know, the swimming up section, pressing the space bar is actually a little bit harder to do than, you know, what it's letting on. Anyways. Whoa. So, basically, one thing that I will say, like, if you watch me fight the Marauder, and you look at everything I do a lot of things that are kind of wrong. Like, they're not exactly the right things. You'll see me shooting him, he has his shield up. You'll see, like, you know, I'm using a rocket launcher against him. Which, you know, that's not a good thing unless, you know, you can, like, make it explode behind him, but you see I'm shooting it right at him. Yeah, you'll see that I'm doing a lot of things not right. And so, this room in particular, I get a little bit lost in. It's not exactly, like, the best room. Like, I'm just like, why did I have to move this? I get it that I moved it for the gate, but what do I have to do? And I'm looking around, and I don't see anything initially. I'm punching the gate because, you know, I love to give everything a good little love tap with a punch, you know? I'm looking for a way to get up. I don't see any. This room was a little confusing, honestly. Although, we did see the way up twice. I see the green light. I'm like, oh, well, how do they expect me to do that while I move the thing out the way? I looked at it for a good long while there, too, but I was so focused on, like, that I don't notice the answer right away. I find that funny, honestly. Like, just, like, looking back on this and seeing that there is a definitive answer, you know, right there, right above me, too. I'm like, oh, I'm stupid. Here it is. And then I go and I do it. It's those moments where, like, it's like, that can happen to anyone. And basically, I love those moments because it's just like, what happened? Where do I go? No! You know? It's fun. It's fun. It's a little frustrating sometimes, but it's fun in a way. So now I got the key. I'm heading over. And at this point, I'm a little bit worried, right? And that's because, you know, I get excited whenever I see a Marauder. I'm thinking here, what if I see the Marauder again? What am I going to do? I'll probably have to take a little break. You know, get my mind off of it and whatnot. So, I go in. But I also start thinking about what they typically did with the other gates like this, right? Where we went in after fighting the Marauder. The very next level, we had one of these, a Marauder. So, we just got done fighting a boss in the previous level, the Gladiator. And I think, oh, they're probably going to put the Gladiator in this one. But, nope, actually, this is actually one of the most fun ones that I've had in all the while. And it's great. I like this one. Because all it was like a really powerful enemy rush. And that, to me, is better than, you know, a lot of other things that could honestly, like, happen. If they were to, like, throw 5 gosh dang, of those fast ones, what are they? The Doom, God, oh my lord, I don't know why I'm forgetting their names. The Barons of Hell. If they were to send 5 Baron of Hells at me, I think I'd have a lot of fun having to, like, escape them and, like, fight them. No, and they wouldn't make my life easy. And then, like, you also got to, like, think, well, doesn't the Marauder kind of do the same thing? In a sense. But the main thing about the Marauder is that he's there to punish you if you do something wrong. Like, if you, like, you know, get too close to him, he'll shoot you with his shotguns. If you do anything, like, if you, like, waste ammo shooting his shield, he punishes you with the dog. As I am trying to get a grenade lobbed onto him to do a little thing so I can get the sticky bomb quest done. And I guess that's kind of where a lot of people kind of feel why the Marauder is, you know, it gives the feeling why he do, you know? Which makes sense, you know, nobody relatively likes being punished. I mean, not unless, like, you know, you're playing, like, a really, really difficult game, like if you know you're getting into a difficult game, right? Like, I know that, like, if I'm going into, like, Dark Souls or Dark Souls-esque game, you know, I'm probably going to die, and I'm going to get heavily punished for doing, you know, a couple of things. In this Doom Eternal, you know, it starts off, you know, nothing of the sort, you know? Like, you go through, it kind of feels a lot like, Doom 2016 with a little bit of things added in here and there. And then the Marauder comes out of left field. He comes out of what feels like nowhere and then starts making the game, you know, and then he starts punishing you. He starts punishing you, and you start feeling, you know, like, you know, he kind of, like, is there to ruin the fun of the game. When in actuality, he's there to basically make the game more difficult, to make the game a little bit more exciting. Or, from what I can understand, from what the guy that I was talking about earlier was telling us. And honestly, I can see it. Am I a big fan of it just yet? I still don't like the Marauder, in a sense. But, you know, that goes with a lot of things, right? You're gonna have, like, one thing that's not, like, your favorite thing in the whole world. And if anything, you know, that's fine. Everyone has something like that. I pretty much have, like I would say, Mei is one of my least favorite characters in Overwatch. Just for, like, the simple fact of, you know, she can relatively punish you and get off scot-free. And I hate every single second of fighting a Mei in Overwatch. It's the worst thing in the gosh dang world. But, and, like, you know, there are other things that basically do the exact same thing, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, you guys all have that one thing that you don't like in a game. The main thing is, however, you know, while there is going to be that one thing you don't like in a game, you know, you're not going to relatively let it ruin a game for you. Like, I like Doom Eternal. I like how the level designs are. I love how fast-paced it is. As that thing homed in on me, if you saw that turn the corner and hit me, that was bullcrud. But a fun bullcrud, right? I'm not saying that it's bullcrud because, you know, I didn't like it. I'm saying it's bullcrud because, like, you know, it's funny. In like, a sense. Oh, man. This guy is freaking great, too. I like him. Look at him. He's, like, freaking huge. Has a giant arm cannon. I fall straight to the ground. He's cool. And, like, get out of here. My phone's going off. Friggin', like, that's the thing, though. That's the main thing. I'm having fun with the game. And why should I let one thing, as you can see, it follow the entire path right to me? Oh, that was great. You shouldn't let one thing ultimately ruin your play of a game. Why? That's stupid. You know, in the moment, yeah, you might not realize that it's stupid. But, like, if you, like, really stop, think about it, you're like, you know what? I like the game. Why am I getting so beat up over it? Well, I mean, you'll probably either try to better yourself to fight that thing that you hate so much, or you'll find ways around it. Pretty sure. But that's the last key that we need in order to get that weapon into our god dang hands. Oh, by the way, I also have the mic in a different place. It might not be any different than how it typically is. It's just on the other side of my desk. And typically I'm more to the left of my desk, and it's now more to the right. I'm kind of hoping that that I'm not that loud. Iron of Hell, by the way. But yeah, no, just let me know if you guys like it more on the right than the left, or if you like it better on the left than the right. You know, all these like little minor things help. I want to make this, you know, a little bit better. No. But besides that, we're now in a little room with a Baron of Hell who just teleported via jumping through a gate. Now, one, that's the fun kind of bullcrud that I like, when something stupid like that happens. It's great, I love it. And I jumped right on top of the Baron of Hell. I'm like, ah! Oh my gosh, dang. And then seeing that go on, I'm like, nope, I ain't dealing with that. And I immediately get the BFG out, so I can find this prick. Only to find if you shoot his shield with the BFG, all it does is take the shield away. That is bullcrud, and I also love it because I kind of figured that's what would happen, but like, do I really want that to happen? No. But you can see, like, if you've been watching, you know, the Let's Play, you can tell that I don't relatively make use of, like, the grenades other than, like, you know, to get the Calca demons. You know that I don't really use the ice grenades all that too often. And lately, like, I've been using the ice grenades for, like, better use. And honestly, I like it. I like the ice grenade. I like the grenade. I need to use the flamethrower more. And I need to be dashing a lot more too, honestly. The game is fast-paced and it's fun. And that's what actually matters. And this is when I actually start looking for the Arc Bile Demons. Pretty sure that's what they're called. No, they're just called the Archviles. You can see them right there, but I'm still looking for them. There they are. Yep, Archviles. Lovely, lovely demons. I give them quite the read, but honestly, like, you know, it's easier to read all this if it's like, oh, well, forged from Hellfire, the Archvile is feared amongst lesser demons for its innate ability to channel and manipulate the unholy powers of hell magic. Descended from the eldest race of demons, the Archvile is long held place within the ruling caste of highborn demons. And, you know, the rest is there. Pause it if you want to read more. Maybe I wasn't even done, but I'm just kind of looking at, like, you know, what's its weakness, in which the only weakness is a blood punch to destroy the shield. Lovely! You know, a very difficult demon with a weakness that only accounts to one of its moves. Yeah, Great. I love it. But, hey, you know what? It's the game. And then I find this. I don't know what this is. It has to be a reference, right? Whether it's to a Skyrim, or maybe Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. I don't know. It's there, though. And it's fun. And I can tell that it looks like a reference. And we're relatively getting closer. Ooh, not really all that close to actually the end. Like, we are still quite a ways away.
The Titan will rise
Wow.
again.
And right there is the Titan that we get our Crucible sword from, as well as a couple of, like, nice, easy things to snag. Nice! So now we have to go up there, and we have to, you know, do and get the sword. They also made it relatively awkward to get up here, if I might say so myself. Now look at this. He's not even pulling it out. He breaks the sword. Which, if anything, it looks like it does something to the Titan. But the Titan still seems like it might be dormant. The blade's broken now, and we have to go fix it.
Your vault should contain what you need.
Thank you, Samuel. I hate you. Strongly dislike you. I freaking love that new turret gun. It's great. I think it overheats a little bit too fast. That's why you need to, you know, do the thing that... Woo, boy, there's a Calcademon right there! Run! Whew. As I get my bearings back, you know, that Calcademon actually, like, scared the absolute crud out of me. But look at that! 3 straight freaking rocket launchers to the face. And I also don't like those little teleporty demons. I really don't. They're kind of a menace to society. Because I'm trying to look for a way back up. I'm like, oh god, there has to be a little guy there. You! Yum, 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 yum. Give me more ammo. Nope, I'm out of freaking gasoline. Great. Oh boy, sure would suck if they threw like a really impossible land. Oh, there he is! There he is. Mother effer. Yep, this is the place that they end up giving you the Marauder in this very, very small enclosure that you basically have to be very intimate with him. It's great. It's lovely. But as you can see, I'm more focused on the little guys because I don't want to be fighting like these teleporting fricks. But I also can't tell which ones are the teleporting kinds. And the teleporting guy just kind of like screw me over. And he's summoning like a dog in like the weirdest freaking ways. Apparently, if he gets hit by enemy fire as well, he summons the dog. Which honestly, I think that's kind of dumb. And the dog kills me. Lovely. So now it's time to fight this guy. As you can see, I shot him, but he didn't have any recoil. And then... Wait. Now that confuses me. Because I don't think that anything shot him right there, but he summoned the dog. Weird. I need help, so I'm going after the little guys. This dog comes out of, like, nowhere, too. Like, Why is he summoning so many dogs? I'm not even shooting him. Like, see, like, I don't know if it's like stuff like this that the dog still hit me. Blood punch, by the way. And you can see that, like, he's like hitting me from like well within like a medium range with his axe. I'm dead. That's like probably first, second maybe. I don't know. I don't know what official death that is. But if anything, I go at him 3 more times. And basically, this is how I kind of like, quote unquote, cheese him. Because this isn't cheesing, if like at all. But it's the only way that like I found that I could beat him in a somewhat fair fight. I saw you, come here, I need ammo and hell. But yeah, no, this is just like how it felt that like I had to like take him on. And like a nice little straight path. But even then, like, he really was kicking my butt. And at final and long last, I beat him. Basically, I had to change up everything I've been doing up to this point in order to beat him, right? Typically, you go gung-ho, you go in, and it's like, God, I'm a freaking amazing badass. But with the Marauder, you have to stop and you have to change your tactics. Oh.
The world of Argentanur has fallen. Divided, the demonic energy flows now to the south, and the society you once knew has been replaced by a corrupted world under Maker.
Oh.
It did not need to end this way.
Mm-hmm. Now, I will say that I should be on a normal difficulty too. And yet, still, you know, the Marauder poses that much of a challenge on normal. It's crazy. As we got an invisible pinky. And we also have like a nice little token there. Cool. Calculating. Freezing everybody so that I have a better chance of actually dealing with everything. Pinkies are a bane. But I always... Oh, there's a... Dang, kill it! Oh, and then there goes my life because Invisible Pinky came out of, like, nowhere. Came out of somewhere. Didn't come out of nowhere. But I'm definitely having trouble in this area. And then I killed the Pinky somehow. I don't really know how that happened, but like apparently that did. And I'm just like going after everything. I'm just staggering everything. I'm just like killing everything. I'm like, I need help. I need help. Nothing you can do can stop me. I'm getting the help. I'm running away. I'm killing you all. Oh God, oh man. Oh God, oh man. Destroy everything. And then I finally take the token. God dang. That was a great moment. Like, just like going from like near death to having a good amount of health. It's lovely and it's great. As you can see, there's something right down below there that I'm going to most likely want. I'm going to definitely drop down there and grab a new power-up. Look at that. In which, you know, gotta get the loot magnet. Why not? Even if it is more armor and I could do with more ammo. Woo! Accidentally pausing like I normally do when I do that. Woo! Oh boy. And at this point, it's relatively home free. Not much that we're relatively doing outside of just like, oh, hello. What's going on here? Woo! What up? I'll take it. I'll take anything at this point. But yeah, not much that's gonna relatively be too much trouble, if anything. Like, it's all smooth sailing from here, really. And that's the best part about it. It's all smooth sailing. As I punch it. The way that this game just, like, lets you punch stuff, right? It's so satisfying. Like, you just hear that noise and you're just like, punch, punch. It's great. I love it. And button. Lovely button. What's going on? Oh, look at that. We got one of those. As I blow that open, punch that, try to go out, but it closes. And I have to go to the other side to go hit the other one. Great! But I do it on the first try, and all is good in the world, guys! All's good in the world. And then we're at this really weird altar area, which is very creepy looking. Like, look at this. What the heck is going on? Holy jeez. Okay, well, if anything, what's this? Oh, I'm gonna try to punch it. Punch it. Yeah. But no, it's just a little red coin thing that powers up the hilt of the sword. Gets it ready for reforging. That's all it do. Look at it. It's shaky and it gets sucked in. That little symbol of the Slayer has a nice little glow. Punch the air for good measure, you know? You don't know if there's an invisible pinky right in front of your face, so you might as well test the air every now and again, you know? Just gotta do it. Then there's this room, which kind of confused me, honestly. Like, it was like, well, if anything, this is my chair now. It's my throne. I command it. But, you know, you're just like, how do I break that? And you look and you see the wrecking ball and you're like, maybe with that? I don't know. I don't see anything that would allow me to break it or even get it remotely up there. I can see that there's like the green thing. Can I hit it? No, that would defeat the whole purpose of having to punch everything. So how do I get up there? I don't know. Let's see if I can get up there by climbing on this guy. I'm still nowhere near as high. I know it. So, what do I see that there's a little ledge here. A little vent that would typically allow you to, you know, blast yourself up. But where else could possibly, maybe if I zoom in, I don't know. Gee, you know, not only is there like, hey, what's this? Oh, look, a skull with the Slayer symbol on top of its head. And there we go. The good juices get flowing to allow us to jump up there. Lovely! And punch and play cutscene where we don't even fall down. We're just kind of in the air while that's already on the ground and whatnot. I'm like, yeah! But, oh, pretty cool. Another little elevator going just ever so slightly down. And another rad suit, which means that we're going to have to probably swim. But I'm going to take a look around, see if anything's nice. Hey, look, Predator token. Thank you, my dude. Good on you. Now, oh god, nope, I've changed my mind. Oh god, never mind, I changed my mind, And punch. Okay, gotta swim up. Like, it's just, overall, it's nice, right? That they have, like, these moments where, like, you're just like, where do I go? Kind of confusing. And then this happens, and you got another fight going on. And you realize you have the wrong attachment set onto your gosh dang gun. And you're just like, oh god, just fire at everything! No, they're invisible, Pinky! Shoot its butt! Shoot it! Kill it! And little ledge things the Pinky will not be able to get over, except it probably do. It's kind of like that, like, that one meme, right? Where, like, the demons are like, if this is a Pinky, it's our dog. It don't bite. Yes, it do! That's probably what the Pinky is. I need ammo. Need you dead. What's under here? No. It's nothing important. And we're just gonna continue on. It's a nice little fight. It wasn't even that difficult. But you take a look at that and you're like, what the frick is going on there? And you still have another swimming section to go about. Great. But at least, like, the dashing makes it manageable. Makes it very manageable. And honestly, I love it for that. Now, where the frick do I go? Oh, hey, look at that. A switch. I don't know why I keep switching that on. I don't need to keep doing that. I find that funny, actually. But, hey, you know, what are you gonna do? You know, you gotta do what you do, and I'm taking a long time to just shoot it. To just shoot it. There we go. Okay. So, time to climb. And we're finally making our way. I did not like that little roar. And it's another fight. Another little small skirmish with the big boy. And I realize I don't have a blood punch. Thank you, Blood Punch, for being there when we always need you. You know, I've never really understood that big bladed dude. Like, he's never been a threat to me. Or it never felt like he was a threat to me. Bless his soul. Or his... Demons have souls? We're gonna go with yes! Demons have souls. Why not? Why? Because... why not? Alright. So now, they're all gone. And it's time to move on. As we finally head into this chamber, and we get a mastery token, which is an amazing item. We saw one of them earlier in the level too, where basically it fully gets rid of the last mastery objective that you have to do, right? So, bottomless missiles. Don't have to charge it all the way fully to shoot a blast for the destroyer blade. You know, any of that crud that can, you know, make your life a lot less miserable. You now have a token in order to freaking, you know, make it, you know, good, right? And that's great. What do I put it into, though? Please don't tell me I put it into the shield. I will cry. I don't remember what I put it into, actually. It would have been good on the mini sentry turret to prevent it from, like, getting heated up. If we're being perfectly honest, that would be the best one to put it into. And I'm just kind of, like, looking, I'm testing my options. I could have sworn that I put it into something. I guess not. Well, I know what I'm putting it into next. And so, now we're gonna finally put this into the smeltery and forge the Doom Slayer blade. Look at it in all of its glory. Yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, you can choose your outfits too.
Weapon first before we leave.
Lovely. And then, freaking Samuel, I'm going to assume you want to play with your new toy before you leave. The Crucible. It's a one-hit kill on every god dang demon, and that is such a godsend. Now, it's going to be a super weapon, so it's not going to work on, you know, a lot of the boss monsters. So, just saying that right now. Ah ha ha ha! Freaking revenge for what they did in 2016 for scaring me. And look, it's crazy. I love it. And this is just like a small little test run for you to just have and use it against all the enemies. It's freaking great, and I love it. And like you press like a button, like T or something, and I think I accidentally cleaved the big boy out of the sky somehow. But who cares? Oh, Pranky! Archvile somewhere too! But I got a freaking Crucible blade with your name on it! Yeah, boy! I mean, just look at it. You just like go around and look at this. You see, that's the boss, and I accidentally kill a normal minion with that. That made me sad. But I want to see what it does on this guy. See, it brought him down to this point. Which is sad. Understandable, maybe? But now there's just too many big boys. Too many big runny boys. I don't want to deal with that. Punch, punch, stab. Seriously, look, that's lovely. I love it. It's great. But who else wants some? Teleporter. That seems like he's the only one left. Come on, come get your just desserts. There you go. Time to leave. Honestly, thinking about it, ammo tends to carry over. Should have killed them with the chainsaw. But overall, that was that. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this post-commentary. I'm gonna do my best not to get excited in the future. Unless it's, you know, a good excited. Alright, bye!